What's up everyone, Brad Dalke here, and today we're going to be talking about shot shapes and how to hit them. On a golf course, you're going to be faced with lots of different shots. Not every shot's going to be calling for just a stock, straight shot. You might have a tree in your way. You might have to play a draw because the wind's blowing a certain way. There might be a back left pin. Golf has lots of different shots that are needed to play well. So I think being able to work your ball different ways, hit different shots is extremely important to be able to shoot lower scores. The first shot shape I want to talk about is the draw. A draw is, if you're a right-handed player, it is a golf shot that moves from right to left. And if you're a left-handed player, it moves from left to right. So the first thing about hitting a draw is you want to set up, obviously I'm not going to be hitting this ball, but if I was trying to hit just a straight shot, my stance would be set up very square, very neutral. But hitting a draw, you want that left foot to creep forward a little bit and the right foot to creep back a little bit, which means you're closing your stance, and this will help the club travel more on a in to out path. So instead of kind of neutral right here, that club will be coming more from here and going more out. That will allow the club to put spin on the ball that causes that draw. So instead of a neutral stance, you want to close the stance up a little bit that way and feel like you're swinging on your feet path. So if this was a normal path, neutral, you want this thing to be swinging on the feet path right here. One drill that you can do to help feel that draw path and help feel that draw swing, I will set up an alignment stick, which these are very cheap to buy. I will be mentioning them a lot in the videos on labs, so I recommend you buying some alignment sticks or use a golf club. I'm gonna set up this alignment stick just roughly, just where it's pointing right at that target. I will set up normally as if I was just hitting a regular shot at that flag, close that stance up just a little bit, and then I'm feeling this club travel along this alignment stick path. Slight little draw out there. So very simple, but using that alignment stick can really help just visually get that club path going from in to out. The next shot shape we'll be talking about is the fade. So the fade is just the absolute opposite of the draw. So for a right-handed player, it's gonna be moving from left to right. For a left-handed player, it'll be moving from right to left. Let's do this. If this is a straight neutral path right here, if I was wanting to hit a straight ball, I'd be setting up to this line. Obviously a draw was closing up your stance. A fade, you just want to open up the stance a little bit, and you want to swing more on this out to in path. So again, draw was in to out. You just want to go opposite and go out to in. So again, for a little drill, it will be using the alignment stick again, just opposite of the draw. I will be putting this alignment stick just where it's pointing to the left of the target. Now I'll set up normally, as if I was hitting a normal shot at that green flag. Then I'll open the stance a little bit and just feel this club path and go along this alignment stick, not neutral, just along this alignment stick. Didn't hit that one great, but it faded. You just want to have that club path feeling like it's going along the alignment stick. It's just an easy feel, nice little visual for whenever you're hitting balls on the range. The next shot shape I want to talk about is the stinger. When it's windy outside, keeping the ball low, which obviously Texas, where we're at right now, and Oklahoma, where I'm from, I've had to hit a lot of stingers in my life, so it's a very useful shot. A stinger is just a low shot. It comes out super low in the air, and it gets on the ground quick and gets running. And it can also be called a punch shot if you're hitting, a stinger punch shot, pretty much the same thing. The number one thing with the stinger, if this is a normal setup for my 7-iron, just a regular stock shot, I'm moving my feet up this way and get that ball played further back in my stance, because you want that angle of attack to be steeper going in, and you want that shaft lean, because that shaft lean is what causes that ball to come out low and hot. So number one thing, just move your feet that way and get that ball further back in your stance. And what I like to think is, from the top, I like to get to that left side really quickly and get that weight on my left side and just trap that golf ball on the ground. That ball came out much lower than it normally does. It got running on the ground, and that's just a very useful shot, especially in the wind. So a good drill also for a stinger, this drill is just to help you feel the getting on the left side and trapping the golf ball. So if you just set up to the ball, again, play it further back, and if you almost just kind of start the setup, this obviously you don't want to do this with every swing, but this is just a drill. Start that setup on where you have the weight on your left side quite a bit, and you just stay there throughout the entire swing. And that, again, do not do that for every swing. This is just a drill to kind of feel being able to trap the ball. Just get that weight on the left side, keep it there the entire swing. That'll help you what it feels like at impact to have that weight on your left side and trapping that golf ball. The next shot shape I want to talk about is the high ball. Just like the fade was the opposite of the draw, and the high ball is just the opposite of the stinger. When you set up, like I said, the stinger, move the feet this way. The high ball, you just want to move your feet further that way. You get that ball played further up in your stance. That might be a little too much, but we're exaggerating. Ball moved up further in your stance, and then from here, you really just want to make a normal swing. You don't want to, the number one thing I see in a lot of people that try to hit a high ball, and even if I'm trying to hit it super high, I kind of fall into this trap, is you'll get here and hang back and flip at it, trying to help that golf ball get in the air. You don't want to do that. You want to just make the normal swing that you normally have, just with the ball played further up, and the ball being further up in the stance will automatically make that ball go higher. Now we're gonna get into some more fun shots. This one is the hook, the mega hook, just the ball that turns extremely hard right to left for a righty, and for a lefty, turns extremely hard left to right. This shot is not one that you'll hit a lot, but it's one that can be very useful if you're in the trees and you need that golf ball moving hard one way. It's similar to the draw, it's just exaggerated. A draw would be closing it up just a little bit. A hook, you're closing the stance up even more. It's like your feet are pointed pretty, if you drew a line like this, they're pointed pretty far right. Closing the stance a ton. And what I like to do also, a normal face is like this. I like to hood that face just a little bit. I like to close it down, get that toe, if this is the face while you're setting up, it's just looking more like this. Hood that face down, and then swing along this feet path again. So it's gonna be more into out because you closed your feet even more. And then that hooded face will help. It's almost like a ping pong spinner or a top spin shot. With that hooded face, it'll just help that spin get even more rotation and get that thing really turning hard right to left. A drill would be do the exact same thing as a draw. Just line that alignment stick even further right, swing along that path, and that's just a really good visual, being able to see that club follow that path and get that really into out path. Next shot shape I want to talk about is the mega slice. This is the same thing as the mega hook, just opposite. Again, this is a shot that you're probably not gonna be hitting quite a bit. It's a nice one to have in the bag just in case if you're in the trees or need some crazy shot to happen. It's kind of nice to have this one in the bag, be able to turn that ball hard left to right if you're a righty and hard right to left if you're a lefty. So again, just like the mega hook was closing that stance down a ton, a mega slice, you're gonna be opening that stance a ton, just feet pointed that way. You're wanting to open the face this time. So hook, you're closing that face down, hooding it. Mega slice, you want to open that face to help put that extra spin on it. Again, you're just swinging along this feet path line. If there's a alignment stick right here, if you point it here, you're swinging right along that path. Yeah, that's the mega slice. Probably not gonna be seeing that shot very often on the course, but it's nice to have in the bag just in case. The next shot shape is not necessarily a shot shape, but it's a good shot to have in the bag. It's a fun shot to hit, and that's the power drive. Obviously, we all love hitting driver as long as we can. This doesn't necessarily call for every drive to be, swinging out of your shoes and trying to hit it hard, but this one's a good one for if it's a par 5 that's pretty open, you want to be able to reach it in 2, or honestly, if you're just kind of playing for fun and you want to out drive your buddies, this is a fun one to have in the bag. When I'm trying to hit a drive longer, there's just a couple things I do differently than just a normal drive. With the setup, with the ball placement, if this is a normal placement for my golf ball on the driver, I like to move it up just a little bit more. This helps me hit more up on the ball, which gets the ball higher, and if I hit it well, it'll stay in the air just a little bit longer. I like to have a little bit wider base. So this is a normal setup for me with driver, ball played further up, and then the feet just get a little bit wider. This just allows me to have a little bit more power from the legs, which is where basically all the power comes from with the driver. So it allows me to get in a little bit more athletic position. I can really just jump and really release a lot of energy as I'm hitting that golf ball. The last thing with setup, so I got the wider base, I got the ball played up just a little bit further. I like to set my shoulders just a little bit more tilt. So there's already a natural little tilt with the driver with your shoulders, but just a little bit more this way. And again, that just helps me hit more up on it, try to get the ball up in the air and swing hard. So that's all the setup things I think about. And then with the swing, I try to just get a lot of load into this right side. And in a regular driver swing, you're already be loading in the right side, but this one you just really want to feel a lot more load, a little bit more hip turn. That swing gets a little bit longer. And then from there, I just transfer my weight and just try to just swing as hard as I can as soon as I'm making that downswing. That one went a little bit left, not bad, but it's also hammered. So yeah, so just a few things in setup. A little wider base, play that ball a little further up, a little more shoulder tilt, and just try to get a lot of load into your right leg, a little more hip turn. The swing will get a little bit longer. And then from the top, you just explode and try to swing as hard as you can. And that should, if you do everything right, help add a little bit more distance to your drive. So there's the different shot shapes. These are just great shots to have in the bag. The game of golf itself has a lot of different shots that you need to hit on any given golf course. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe because there will be a lot more lessons and content coming from this channel. Yeah, we appreciate it. Peace.